My name is Christopher Armstrong, and for the last 4 years, I have been trying so hard to make ends meet, to figure out how to live my life, to figure out how to work, how to have a job, how to have a business, and I've had mixed results. When really, like, if I could have just had one real dream, it would have been very simple, which is to just travel around, explore, do what excites me, and help people in the process. Help people to get rid of what's prevented them from doing the same thing. To help people who are here to help people. To help people who are here to help people to have more money in their pockets, to have more abundance in their bank accounts, to have more ability and freedom to be more joyful and playful and have fun, because I believe that we came here to this world to have fun. I believe that we came here to, especially in this time, to release whatever has been preventing us from having fun, whatever has kept our ancestors from having fun, the prisons that we've built for ourselves, the prisons that have been built for us. And I mean, most of those prisons, I really believe, are in our mind. And in the last 5 years, I have made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money. I have gotten into relationships where I was trying to buy attention, to buy favor, to buy validation. I've gotten into relationships where I was unconsciously craving that validation. I was trying to create business relationships that weren't going to go anywhere. I've educated myself. I've gotten training. I've tried a dozen or two different techniques to heal myself so that I could have fun, adventure, be playful, be joyful, explore the world. And I've always had this strong sense that I wanted to do it like this. Camera set up, out in nature. I've got neighbors nearby. There's other people out here enjoying this. Uh, but just beautiful views, beautiful experiences, peaceful environments, exciting connections with wisdom keepers and healers and mystics and oracles and seers, because I'm a little bit of each and every one of those. And I've hesitated to embrace a more profound level of my own power and my own ability to do those things because of fear. Gosh, I've changed my business name. I've changed my name. I have changed my method for approaching business, my method for helping people to heal. Each of those things several times because I had difficulty sticking with just one thing. And it comes to me very clearly in this moment. And in fact, last night while I was sitting in front of the fire and just listening, after asking the question, what am I doing? Like, where am I going? What's happening? Where do I best put my energy? And the response was, well, why don't you just journal about your journey, write about your journey, capture your journey, talk about your journey, share your journey. Because my journey is not just mine alone. It's something that I feel that so many of us have been pursuing, which is, how do I get to be more myself? How do I get to be more playful, more joyful, and get paid for it and help the world in the process? Help the world to become a better place, help people to become more at peace and more joyful, more loving, more heart-centered. And I've been trying to figure it out for so long, instead of just, well, it's doing kind of like what, if you've ever heard channelings from Bashar, follow your passion without fail, follow what excites you, follow what lights you up, do it. See every obstacle that comes along the way as an opportunity for you to grow. And allow the universe to speak to you through synchronicities, through intuition, your gut, your heart, dreams. Gosh, I had so many dreams last night, sleeping under the full moon out here in the wilderness. And so I guess this is my first official attempt at this, I don't know, relaunch, what do you want to call it, where I'm going to do exactly that. In fact, I've got a plane ticket to fly to Guatemala City in less than 10 days. I don't exactly know where I'm going to go from there. And I know there's so many people out there, probably you watching this. I was thinking, why can't I just quit everything I'm doing and create fresh, start clean slate? Well, you can. Any reason that you think you can't is all just a mental limitation, an emotional block. You're allowing fear to get in the way. And maybe you don't want to sell everything and throw everything that you want to have with you in a backpack and go traveling around the world. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to do it a different way. But maybe you want to do the same thing, which is pursue your passion, have fun, make money while doing it, help the world become a better place, help individuals to see that they can do the same thing, and especially help those that came here with a big vision to unlock their vision and to know that they can do whatever they want to do. I want you to do that because I want to do that. And I figure if there's more of us just living our passion, living our joy, we're going to have a heck of a better world in the process. I've tried so hard over the last 5 years to build a business, even when sometimes I didn't have to. I made $150,000 after having invested part of my retirement account, but part of my check that the government was giving me for, whatever the 2020 thing was. I made $150,000 and I managed to spend it all or lose it in the market in the pursuit of creating a business when I could have just done nothing. I could have just taken that money out, sat and done nothing. But I kept moving and working and training and learning and going and pushing and trying. But why? Because that's what I was used to doing. Actually, just the other day, I got help from a friend of mine, rewiring and releasing stuff from my nervous system, from my ancestral lineage, from my DNA. And what's been coming up lately is around money. A lot of it came back to my experience when I was a child, and I kept licking this quarter or some coin that I was fascinated by. I kept licking it because I wanted it to be shiny and shinier and shinier, and then I swallowed it. I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 years old, I don't know. And this memory has come up so many times in relationship to my challenges around money. And the other day, doing tapping with my coach, I think it's important for a coach to have a coach, see what I can't see. We're going in and we're doing some emotional freedom techniques, some tapping, getting into this memory, and it became clear that my mom's reaction was an overreaction. I recall her freaking out. I mean, I don't actually know what happened because everything that we experience is always filtered through our lenses and filtered through our emotions. So I delete, distorted, and generalized certain information and had my experience, and that remains in a memory which is not necessarily entirely fully present and accessible to me. However, I knew the pieces that I needed to know because my unconscious mind was showing me them when we asked. And when she freaked out, I freaked out. And then it stayed in my unconscious programming that, especially when it came to money, if I made a mistake, I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want them to freak out. I wouldn't ask for help because I didn't want them to judge me. I would start to panic and take action very quickly, even though it was not necessarily getting me in the right direction. Sometimes actually it got worse. God, when the crypto markets would take big corrections, oh man, I would spend hours on the computer moving money around only to then just lose more money. And I would do so much because that was what I learned. Don't respond, don't calm down, react, overreact, react irrationally. And I would do that over and over again. If something wasn't working in my business, I would take a bunch of action, potentially in the wrong direction, only then to regret it later and then try to take more action to then fix it, making it worse. Instead of sitting down, taking my time, and asking myself, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Saw myself, even though I've released a lot of the baggage, there still is the process of rewiring and creating healthier patterns. I went and sat down at a Starbucks earlier today. Got myself a matcha latte, which unfortunately there's has sugar in it, but that's another situation. It's the best I could do on the road. I sat down with my computer and I so many times wanted to start just doing things. Open an email, respond to the email, open a bank account, pay off a credit card bill. I was like, whoa, what needs to get done right now? What would actually be worth my time? What's actually going to move the needle? Let's sit down and take the first 15 minutes of these 2 hours I'm giving myself to work and figure out what do I actually need to do? But see, this is the thing, is that each and every one of us carries a bunch of old programs that at one point in time helped us to survive, but now is actually causing us tremendous problem, pain, discomfort, frustration, whatever. And we've got to get rid of those things because we cannot expect to have a different result in the future doing the same stuff we're doing now. Our society teaches us to work harder. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll fix it. But then guess what? Burnout. It's not sustainable. And I don't believe that we are going to get where we are meant to go on this planet as humanity, as individuals, by just working harder. In fact, I believe we're meant to embrace much more of the feminine aspect, tap into the power of the unconscious mind, rewire our habits so that we don't even have to try that hard to succeed. Listen to our heart to know what direction to move in rather than trying to think about what direction to move in. Follow our excitement and our joy and be guided to where we're to go. Be more effective about how to use our mind, our logical, rational mind, our creative visualization mind, our imaginative, intuitive mind, so that we can get 10 times the results we used to get, so that we don't have to work that hard. God, I've been told my entire life, work smarter, not harder. I almost said it the other way around. Ugh. But no one really ever showed me how. And so I guess part of my desire for this process is to show you how. Not to say that I have all the answers, but I would love to share with you the journey that I'm going on to figure it out. To show you how I've learned about myself through astrology, through human design, to show you that you can learn about how to connect with deeper parts of your mind through hypnosis and through meditation and through unconscious reprogramming, like neuro-linguistic programming. And hopefully that something along my journey, something along my path will help you, whether you're tapping in for just one view of one of my videos or you're a regular subscriber. It doesn't really matter to me. And I want to do this to support you. I want to do it to have fun. And I want to do it because I'm excited about these things. I love learning about myself. I love learning about the unconscious mind. I love learning about how human the human world and human life works. I'm fascinated with it. This is the most incredible, powerful, beautiful, crazy video game that exists. I was telling that to my brother, love him dearly. We're very different. Even though we grew up in the same house, we have different baggage from the same parents. But he's got kids, he's got a wife, he's got a house, and he makes time to play video games. And I said, dude, I think that's great. I think it's great that you make time to play video games, to play Magic the Gathering, a card game that we used to spend endless hours and lots of money on. I said to him, look, I have difficulty playing these things. I have difficulty carving time out to play video games. I don't have the community around it. I've also been away from it for a long time. And also, this life is the most exciting, fascinating, powerful, wild video game simulation, whatever you want to call it. So I'm like, I don't even know that I need video games. Maybe there'll be a moment, but I once was trapped in them. I once was lost because I was trying to numb from the discomfort of my life. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I traded video games for alcohol and workaholism and sex and drugs and all kinds of other things. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm doing my best not to do that anymore. So instead, I'm going to focus my almost obsessive, addictive energy in a healthy way towards something that I feel is fascinating, exciting, and that the world needs, which is learning how to play this game. Like, what if someone handed you the instructions manual to your human suit? What if somebody handed you the instructions manual to your mind? How would that change your life? And instead of trying so hard to build a business where I'm going to make all the money and then kind of work backwards from some sort of a business plan, instead I was like, how can I do what excites me? And then along the way, I'll get clarity of how that will turn into a business and just share about it. I'll even share about the process of me figuring that out because I don't have a clear answer right now. I have clients, I work with clients, I help clients make massive transformations in their unconscious mind. I help them with hypnotherapy, with neurolinguistic programming. I help them to get to the root of the traumas that they've never been able to get to, that they didn't even know existed in their mind. And also, I don't have a lot of clients right now because I haven't perfected my marketing, because I have baggage around sales. But I bet you I can share with you about that process and how I've been getting better at it, using the tools that I use for my clients on my own self. Gosh, I just recorded a 20-minute long self-hypnosis where I guide myself. First, I did it for myself first, but I guide that. Whoever listens to it gets guided into a deep, relaxing state where they can reprogram their subconscious mind for abundance and money and prosperity. And if you're interested, check the link below. It'll be there. Try it out. Have it for free. See what you think. If you like it, cool, come back for more. If you really like it and it really works for you, maybe you'll have a bunch of money and you'll come and want to work with me at a much deeper level, because if you can transform that much with just a 20-minute meditation and hypnosis track, imagine what we can do working together for hours, weeks, months. So, like I said, this is my first, whatever this is, new step on a new path. One that I feel like I've taken so many times, but didn't stay consistent, got frustrated, left, abandoned it, got distracted, allowed my emotional baggage to get in the way. I don't know, whatever. Let my mistakes, my failures be not only my lessons, but your lessons too. Because I've got a lot of interesting stories. I've gone through a lot of weird experiences and beautiful experiences over these last couple of years, really my entire life. And I'm excited to share them with you, if they serve you. Figure if it's interesting, I'll see it in the numbers, And if it's exciting, then I'll do what I need to do to learn better, or outsource the pieces that I don't like to somebody who does it better than me for cheaper. Just take it one step at a time, one video at a time. All right. I feel like I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to sit and stare at the fire for a little bit.